Welcome to another edition of Politics Done Right. I'm Egberto, Willies, your host. Today, we are honored to have Evette Avery Herrod. Evette Avery Herrod is a working mother providing for her family. She has been a Teamsters Union steward at UPS, as well as an activist for workers' rights for several years. She is now embarking on a new mission. She has earned what she's doing now, running for Teamsters Local 728. Good morning. How you doing this morning, Evette?
I can't complain. How about yourself?
I am doing just fine. Yvette, I've known you for a long time. You have been a listener of Politics Done Right for a while. But most importantly, what I really admired about you is the work that you put into workers. In other words, you have always been looking out for workers wherever it was that you were working. And it is something that, it is something that it's not an easy task because you've gone through a lot of tribulations for that. I think you have earned to be that representative of Teamsters Local 728 because you've not only done the work, you've lived it and you've lived every aspect of it. Why don't you first tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, I appreciate your kind words and welcome me once again to your show, Politics Done Right. So, like you said, I've been a Teamster steward I've been with UPS 19 years, 17 of those I've been active as a steward. And so fighting for workers' rights is something that is ingrained in me. I was fighting even before I was introduced to the actual union aspect of it all within my job. So for me, anytime I saw someone getting done wrong, something inside just wells up. So I don't like that feeling. I don't think it's fair. We all should be treated equally as humans, and we should always be represented fairly. So for me, this is just like the natural next step in order to, run for president for the local.
You were always doing, I remember you were always doing the work. I think you also worked for an airline company, you worked for UPS. You were always on the front lines there, helping out your fellow Teamster brother and before brother and sister. And before that, before, as you said, before you got into the union. Now tell us about this position that you're running for. And I think you're running on a slate. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm running on the Empower slate. So this is a slate that I've actually run on before. I'm one of those who I will continue to run for office until I see our union actually function and operate as it should, doing the work that the members actually need. So the Empower slate, running as the president on that slate. We are coming from all different, backgrounds, some from UPS, some from the movie industry, which we have as a part of our local as well. Our local actually is very unique in a lot of ways because it covers the entire state of Georgia. So we have almost over 11,000 members in our union. So it's a vast majority of people up to, we have attorneys in our union. We have some of the waste workers in our union. So we are a vast different type of collective of different types of workers that all deserve that fair representation that I'm looking to give them.
Now, what I admire about you is that, like I mentioned earlier, you are in every aspect of union building. I've seen videos with you. I've seen interviews local stations where you're out there in the field with the workers. I've also seen you in other states supporting other unions, not only giving them your knowledge, but actually getting knowledge from them as far as what you can bring to your own state, to your own community. Tell us a little bit about that.
And that's correct. So for me, I believe that we have to be a part of our community. As unionists, sometimes they just focus on the contract only to make sure our workers are good there. But there are a lot of things going on in our workers' lives that have to be addressed. So if they're having issues with childcare, we should be there to help address that. Having issues with homelessness because some just assume that because some are making these great wages that all workers under union contracts have these great wages. Some have newer contracts and the wages hadn't got there quite yet. So they're dealing with, like I say, homelessness. They're dealing with food insecurities. It's things that, violence out there. So anything's going on in our community as unionists, we should be out there helping our members cope with that and ensuring that they're getting the representation they deserve on the workplace. So going around, meeting with different people, going to different states, getting different perspectives on how to handle those things and how to make it better for our members is something I've been doing for a long time.
I remember when I think it was you were working at one of the airlines and you went ahead and you spoke to the different segments. You taught me about under the wing and above the wing and how you were concerned about workers that are both above the wing and below the wing. These are things that got inculcated in my mind that brought me to the stance that, my God, you are all encompassing. I think many a times you find people who aspire to be leaders that they only have one facet of leadership, which doesn't give them the understanding of the entire picture of labor. And labor doesn't only encompass the work, as you mentioned, the workers above the wing, below the wing, the workers in the warehouse, outside the warehouse. You understand that. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I know you're referencing when I used to work for Delta Airlines. At the time when I was helping to organize those workers, I was above wing as a gate agent, even though I had the experience below wing. We have, the ramp workers, the workers in the bag rooms, those type of things. So I had that experience as well. So I was helping that campaign below the wing, try to get organized. And it's actually a campaign that's continuing right now. So for those Delta people that are paying attention, make sure you sign your cards because it's something that you deserve, that representation on the job. I know what it feels like to be in a union represented job and a non-union represented job. And these companies making these billions of dollars on our backs, we have a right to organize and get a portion of that to make sure our life is reflective of that hard work that we are putting in. So having those different distinctions, a lot of companies use those to separate our working class people. So if you're above the wing, oh, you're supposed to be this. Or in the case of UPS, if you're a driver, you're all this. No, the part-timers with UPS are our biggest group. So a lot of the times they get, shooed away, but they really hold the most power. And we as leaders should make sure they recognize that. No, you hold the power. Make sure you vote. Make sure you are recognizing that you are the union, not the people that you elect to, run the local. The actual people that are the union are the rank and file workers that actually do the job every day. So they need to know they hold the power. And so that's something that, we've seen, throughout here lately with a lot of different companies, the Starbucks, the Amazons, people are trying to organize because they recognize the people actually hold the power. So that's something that I definitely want to educate our members on so they can move better within these companies and fight for their rights properly because they recognize they hold the power.
Yvette, that's what leadership is all about. And that is what I admire about you because a lot of workers, they tend to cede their power to those with the suits. And what you realize and what you impart on them is that no, they are the ones who are making things happen. Yes, there's leadership, but absent them, there ain't no leadership. Absent them, the company makes no money. Give me your closing pitch. Give me your for everybody to know. And I think you will, in fact, go ahead, make your pitch.
Well, I'd like to, encourage everyone that, especially all our members of Local 728, to reflect on how their lives are currently. If you are currently satisfied with what's been going on, if you feel like you have all the education you need, if you feel like your union stewards are very well trained or doing the best jobs they have to do, and that there's no need for change, then hey, we're not for you. But if you want that actual change, if you really want to learn about your contract, know how to fight through the grievance process as well as outside the grievance process to make things actually happen, I would implore you to check us out at the Empower Slate. Follow us on all our social media. We have a online questionnaire that we have you guys filling out that actually we're going to be responding to those things, making videos about those with actual solutions to the problems that you're encountering. So we would really like you to vote for our slate. Check us out, and any questions you have any time to come holler at me through the internet or call me on the phone. It's all readily available.
How can they find you? In other words, for folks who want to, first of all, be a part of your slate and or will help your slate, how can they get to you?
All right, so on all our social media, we have TikTok. Everything is the Empower Slate, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And like I said, we do have a website as well that the link is provided and our YouTube. So we have several platforms that you can check us out on so you can get those educational videos that we will be releasing.
And that is Evette is running for the president of Teamsters Local 728. Let me tell you, I've seen your body of work. We've listened to you. Folks, don't let a good person who knows the workers, who knows the work well. 728. Teamsters Local 728. President to be. Thank you so kindly, Evette Avery Herrod, for having been on Politics Done Right.
Thank you for having me, Egberto.
we spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.